Hello guys, welcome back to my channel again. Today we I'm here with a very interesting project, a very interesting task that I will show you first. So we are here to fetch an API data. Like if I press on this button, so it will fetch me some data from where we get these datas, like and my code. I will open my code, and here I have a JS file where I put a API link URL API URL, and if I click on it, it will show me an API where I have this data like ID, name, username, email, as well as their address, phone number, website, company, all of this. Like I have 10 IDs along with their names, username, email ID, address, and other. And I will fetch some of their datas like their ID, their name, their email, address. From the address, I am fetching the city. Like here you can see, I fetch the city and the street name from the address. Here the street name and the city, and company name and the company website. So here is my code. I will explain you everything at first, and just close every tab, close all. Okay, so it's help me to explain everything. So here you can see app API project. This is my project name, and inside that project, I am having that urls.py, settings.py, as we already discussed previously. And inside my project, I am creating one app, and inside that app I am creating one template folder, and under that I am creating another folder named API project app, uh, as same as my project name, app name. And inside that I am having a HTML file, and here I am having various Python files, and this urls.py I created by myself, and for that reason I have to configure. And the the urls.py which I have by default inside my project, here I'm just declared like include API project app.urls. This URL I am creating by my own, so I just configure it here. And after that, inside my app URL, um, I'm just configure a path, and inside that path I am having a empty string views along with a function name which I discussed later. And this is I'm just mention the name of this path. And another configuration, some of the configuration we have to do it, so here I'm just configure my app and rest framework and course setter. This also we have to configure inside the install app. And in the very here you can see I'm having some new commands like static URLs. Stat Here we have static URL, and inside that static URL I am having slash static slash, and this is nothing but the static files for CSS, JavaScript, and image. Like I am creating one static folder. As you see in my screen, I am creating one static folder, and inside that I am having one CSS folder. Here I am having a CSS file inside that folder, and I am having a Java JS folder named JS, and inside that JS folder I am having AJAX.js file. So I will show that folders, that files also later. And in after that, here you can see this is the directory I need to create inside my project directory. So I create one static folder which is not uh, not recognized by my Django server. So I have to configure that, or I have to uh, inform my Django that I created a new folder named static. As we all know, previously we discussed about the template folder. Like when we create the template, we have to configure that inside the templates array, and with this array, another array, we configure that os.path.join base dir, and this is our folder name. Like that, here we again, inside these static files dirs, we have to configure our new folder static, like os.path.join base dir and static, like that. And after that we have to configure another thing, like static root os path join base dir and static files. This static files, this is another folder name. And after that we have to go to our cmd and run one command, which is python manage.py collect static. If we am already hit that command into my code, if you hit this command inside your environment, obviously inside your project, so it will create I'm not using it, I'm just okay, if you hit that command inside your environment and inside your project, it will create a folder name which you mentioned here as your folder name, like static files I have mentioned here. So this is your file, like sorry, this is your folder which is created by my Django automatically by that command. When you hit that command inside a CMD, it will create automatically. And inside that we are having admin, CSS, JS, REST framework, and inside that I am having that AJAX, when which you have done what you have done inside your static, like this static folder, inside this css, inside this js, ajax, everything is copied inside this file, and you don't have to copy a single thing every time. If you change anything inside your this static folder, inside the css or inside your js file, so you have to hit that command again and again. Every time you change anything, you have to hit that command again and again. And by hitting that, you will copy your edit part inside that static files folder, inside this css and javascript. That editable edit also updated inside those codes. And this all are about the configuration, and our main task is to, like I will show you something. So we are having here we are having our API. This is our API URL, and by this API URL, we have to fetch uh, this datas through AJAX to our front end. So this is our task for today, and how we do that, like inside our static folder we are having one js folder, and inside that I am having a ajax.js. So inside this file you can show the you can see the code. So here in the very first I'm just um, put that URL, that API URL here, and I'm perform the AJAX call. Here you are just simply I'm just URL inside that URL. I'm just put the API URL which I mentioned here already, and inside this API URL variable I'm putting my URL link, URL path already, API URL path. And that method or ajax call method is get method, and the data type is obviously json data. And if here you can clear the previous row, okay, you can see it later when I show you the output. And append new, when you want to append new rows, like here you can see data. I am performing a iteration. Here I am performing a for each loop. This for each loop I'm just data from the data, for each loop user and user id, username. Use I want to fetch this data like user id, username, user email, user address. From the address I want to fetch the street name and the city name. So I am putting this like this way, and user.company.name as well as user and website. And this is all about my uh, ajax. And after that I have to um, go to the template, like from the html. So here you can see I'm just put the jquery. I'm just put the jquery here, and again I'm just put the uh, path, the static js ajax file path here. And nothing, I'm just putting the css style css path, and use a bootstrap obviously. And I'm just putting a table here, like inside that table I put that data, all the data. So I take the header, id, name, email address, company, website. This all my table headers. I'm just simply take a table. And the data in our previous video, all when we didn't use Ajax, always we fetch our data from here. Inside this table body, we fetch those data. But in this case, the user row will be dynamically added here from our Ajax. And as I discussed already, from here, like this table, user table body dot append. When we just simply, here you can see, when you just simply put this fetch user, so every time this data came in the table body automatically, dynamically all the datas are fetched. So here you can see. And this all about my code. And here a simple thing, like I'm just call simply I'm just here a function I created, and for show the HTML page. Uh, HTML page. I am just calling the render function, and through request here I have my HTML page inside my project, inside my app. I am having this app add.html, and I'm just calling that through render function. So here it is. If I'm just put enter, so this is my table headers which I mentioned inside the HTML: ID, name, email, address, company website. If I press on this button, so automatically from my API AJAX, through AJAX, every data will fetched dynamically here, and you can see those data inside this table also. So this is all about my code. Thank you guys. I hope you all understand my code. If you face any problem to understand anything in my code, so please mention in the comment box, and I will try to answer each and every question. So thank you. Very good night.